Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be a skincare review of the brand Tula. Now this is a brand a lot of you guys asked me about, largely because I really got into probiotics at this point a couple months ago, and I have not changed my views on them. To this day, I think probiotics have been one of the most powerful ingredients I've ever tried at fighting my acne. Now, that said, this is going to be a review of a specific brand that utilizes probiotics in their products. Okay, so as you guys know, I try really hard to be honest and unbiased when I do my reviews. So I've decided I'm going to be upfront with you about something regarding this brand, and that is that I didn't particularly love it. Counterintuitively, you would think I love probiotics, I'm going to love this brand, but there's a very simple reason why I didn't love it. And that is, I really think these products are more for combination to oily skin with acne as opposed to dry skin with acne, which is what I have. I am much more uncommon. Most people do have oily skin with acne. So in the end, I respect what this brand is doing. I just didn't love it. And I'm telling you this just so you can know in advance why maybe I seem less enthusiastic. Let's be honest, I'm not the best actor. We already did that. I got myself in trouble on the set of NCIS New Orleans. I'm just not the best actor, okay? Now also, there's going to be kind of a lot of substance to this video. I think it's going to be hard for me to not make this welcome to my lecture today. In this video, we're going to cover why you might want to use probiotics, what the pros and cons of this brand are, and then finally the product reviews. Now I know some people don't like that. Some people just want the reviews. So as always, the description box will have timestamps, but I'm also going to tell you with this particular video, I kind of think it's important to watch the whole thing. I know YouTubers say that about every video, but with this one in particular, I'm telling you, there's a lot to understand about why this brand even exists, why they decided, hey, we need to have a skincare brand based entirely around probiotics. It's actually a really good idea. So let's go ahead and start with probiotics. So whether you enjoy hearing this or not, your body is actually quite full of bacteria, both good and bad. You kind of live in this constant state of the good bacteria fighting for you, kind of being this military team, if you will, on your side, fighting off the bad bacteria. Now, of course, acne is one of those bad bacteria, something where you certainly don't want it to get out of control, and a theory on how to fight it would be increasing the amount of good bacteria you have so that they're there fighting against that acne bacteria or other bad bacteria. My personal adventure into using probiotics started with a supplement. It is, of course, the Hum supplement, and I'll link the video if you are interested in that more. I have not stopped taking those supplements, still taking them to this day. Really has been a turning point for me, and if you're more interested in sticking with Tula, this brand does have their own as well, although I have not tried them. And one of the assumptions that you might make with this is that if taking supplemental probiotics does so many good things for your body, what about using it topically, especially for people who are dealing with acne? Of course, the cleanser is one of the most popular products from Tula for this exact reason, because when you wash your face, you are washing away both good and bad bacteria, so the idea becomes, well, put the good bacteria back. So of course, like I already said, this brand is of course built around this principle, an entire brand saying, hey, this seems to be working really well for some people, it logically makes sense, we've got the science backing it, let's do this. However, in practice, it seems like this brand really does have some pros and cons, and I want to break those down kind of quickly before we get into the reviews. So I kind of already touched on one of the biggest pros of this brand, and that is that I think it's going to be excellent for combination to oily skin. These products really are all very light in texture, even their more heavier cream was more light in my opinion, but again, I think that's excellent for people with acne because a lot of people with acne experience excess oil production, and these are not products that are going to make you look greasy in any way. They kind of do the opposite. Some of them are almost mattifying in my personal opinion. So of course I'm giving you my own personal cons in that sentence. As somebody with very dry skin, I don't really want to look more matte. I need more dewy. So, you know, you've got this direct pro-con depending on skin type from the start. But I'm gonna have to say, and this is where I'm probably gonna praise the brand the absolute most, When I look at these ingredients, I really think this brand has done a fantastic job in formulating their products. One thing I've started to really pay attention to, and honestly, I kind of have to slam Ole Henriksen here. For as much as I love Ole Henriksen, when I was looking at, in particular, the Sheer Transformation Moisturizer, when you see where the preservatives are in that, it's like number 6-ish on the list, which means that given that those preservatives are only allowed at a percentage of what I think it's 1%, then everything else after that is barely in the product. That's a lot of ingredients to kind of be saying, oh, we have this in here, but it's only at 0.25%. You know, what does that really say as far as the benefits you're going to get from those ingredients? Now, again, on the other hand, when you look at Tula's ingredients, their preservatives are practically the last, I think like number 3 towards the end. That means that when you buy these products, you have a much higher likelihood of actually paying for a decent amount of those ingredients. It's something I really cannot say for a lot of brands. So, you know, I look at these and I see integrity in the way that they formulated. However, for a con, I'm a little iffy on saying every product is probiotic. When they say lysates in some of the ingredients list, what that means is they're referring to the dead bacteria as opposed to the probiotic ingredients, which would be the living bacteria. Where we stand right now is that you can call both of those probiotics, but it's mainly because a higher governing body hasn't really looked over this yet to determine, okay, well, we probably shouldn't actually be letting brands call that probiotic because it's kind of not. Now, that's not to say you don't get benefits. You get a lot of benefits from using lysates in your skincare, but it's just not quite the same thing as a probiotic. And my final pro and con with using this brand, you know, this is not a super affordable brand, but I do think they've done a pretty good job of making most of these products cosmetically elegant. That means they're very nice to use. That means they play very well with makeup. They're not difficult. Like, I hate to say it, but sometimes certain inexpensive products can be a little more difficult to work with because not as much attention has been paid to making sure that those products just feel luxurious to use. Now, on the other hand, and this is one of my bigger concerns, the brand is not fragrance free, and I think that maybe it's the way that I'm perceiving the brand, but I kind of feel like their slant makes them more interesting to people who are really into skincare. And because of it, I feel like those same people are going to critique there being fragrance as well as one of these being jar packaging. I think that those are going to be cons for people who, you know, are really looking for just almost clinical skincare. Without further ado, let's get into the product reviews. Now, as I said at the beginning of, well, now we're in August. At the beginning of July, I said I wasn't going to be doing my standard 2-week trial, so this is a mini review instead. I still decided to come on camera barefaced and wearing the eye balm and also the primer. And if you missed it, the reason I did that is because I've been testing biotin, and biotin correlates with breakouts for some people, and I felt it would be really unfair to trial a brand and an ingredient that could be breaking out my skin, a supplement that could be breaking out my skin at the same time. So this was more of a like on and off, actually for several weeks with these products. Oh, and also 3 of these were sent to me, which does make me feel bad for not loving them more, but hey, you know what? That's just how it goes sometimes. I want to be honest with you guys. Thanks, Tula, appreciate it. I thought it might be kind of fun to do this a little differently than I usually do. We are going to go from the most popular, best-selling product of all, which means we gotta start with the Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. Shoot, I've seen this thing all over Instagram, all over social media. Lots of people seem to really, really love this. It does retail for $28 for 0.35 ounces, which all things considered, that's not bad. 0.5 ounces is a standard price for an eye cream, and especially with the way this is formulated, this being a stick, you're not gonna use as much, so I actually think this will probably last you longer than a 0.5 ounce cream. Now, as I already explained with this whole brand, it does seem like you are getting your money's worth in terms of effective ingredients, and there are a lot of beautiful ingredients in this. You get caffeine, which is really helpful for depuffing the eye area. You get apple, watermelon extracts. This has lactic acid in it, which is that hydrating exfoliator, and it has a more gentle alternative to using menthol, hence the cooling claim. However, that's actually kind of where I start running into some concerns. I'm not really sure that that cooling ingredient really does anything for your skin other than kind of feel nice initially. And this is something I noticed in other people's reviews as well. Yeah, it feels nice for a little while, and then that's just kind of seems to be all that it's doing. Plus, that ingredient isn't really as studied as I would like it to be in terms of its safety. Not to say it's probably going to harm your skin, but more, are there going to be more long-term concerns? Same way as with menthol, where we're just not really sure on that one yet. And then my other critique with this, and I think I noticed this in a lot of other reviews too, it does kind of seem like, is it really doing anything? And I think that could be where you run into an issue of, are you applying enough, and how could you know you are with this form? You know, again, you swipe this on, very easy to use, but are you getting anywhere near enough of those ingredients when you apply it that way? I don't really know the answer to that, and I guess even now I'm kind of on the fence with this. I will say, like I've said in this video, I have a feeling if you have more oily skin, you're gonna like this. You know, I need a much heavier eye cream. If you have oily skin and you don't wanna look like you're, you know, super greasy around your eyes, maybe something like this where you're not really even applying a lot of product, maybe that's really ideal. So of course I am wearing this today, and hopefully you can see it. It's a pretty product on. It does have a little bit of a highlighter effect, which means I like to take it and apply it kind of, I guess, wide. I take it all the way up on my cheek, all the way over here. Yeah, it's pretty on. But I guess in terms of effectiveness, yeah, I'm on the fence. I don't think it's personally going to be a life-changing product, especially for those with dry skin, but it might be a very helpful product if you do have more oily skin. Next in popularity, at least on the Ulta website, is the Hydrating Day and Night Cream. This, as well as the cleanser, are the two that I got as, I think, some kind of gift with purchase. No, this was in the Derm Store set. Do you guys remember that from the holidays? This retails for $52 for 1.7 ounces, and this is probably my favorite product in the entire video. This is where you're gonna get more of a creamy texture, something that's gonna be better for dry skin. And while they call this a day and night cream, personally, it's not quite heavy enough as a night cream for me, but I did like it as a day cream. It is formulated very nicely as well. It contains squalane. This contains bifidobacterium lysate, which I think you kind of absolutely had to go with. I already explained lysates versus probiotics in the intro, but especially with this being in a jar packaging, I would not trust a probiotic. In here, a lysate, fine. And also that's the ingredient in the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. You're also getting some plant extracts, including turmeric. You're getting retinol palmitate in this, which I do think is preferred if you're gonna call it a day cream, even though it is not as strong as pure retinol. Retinol palmitate is not as light sensitive. Again, probably my favorite out of everything, which I think also really proves just how much skin type affects experience with skincare. It's 90% of the experience. And hey, 98% of statistics are made up on the spot, am I right? Let's talk about the Purifying Face Cleanser. This one is $28 for 6.7 ounces. I feel like I've heard the most about this particular product, but maybe that's just selective memory. I remember when Ulta gave a diamond gift of either this or the Kate Somerville moisturizer. I picked the Kate Somerville, and if I had it to do again, I might actually pick this. But again, there are some concerns with this as well. So one of my bigger concerns with this, and this is after looking through the many reviews, there are a lot of reviews on this product. It seems that a lot of people say that this cleared their acne. And again, of course, this makes sense if you are struggling with an imbalance of good and bad bacteria on your skin. But when it comes to a cleanser, I'm actually less likely to recommend this as the one product you should buy from the brand. Because the thing is, are those probiotics really sticking on your skin? So the principle here, you're using this when you wash your face. When you wash your face is when you wash away both the good and the bad bacteria. But are you not coming back in with a second rinse to rinse off the cleanser? Aren't you? Again, as just a cleanser, it's an okay cleanser. It's not too harsh, not the least harsh cleanser that I've ever tried either. Again, why I'm saying probably more for combo to oily skin, but it's not bad. When I tested this had a pH of 6.5, which is also quite ideal for a cleanser, so it's very balanced. But as far as my concerns, It's very scented. Some people seem to really not like the scent. Personally, I didn't mind it. I actually am more concerned about the methyl isothiazolinone just because that is an irritant for many people. So if you have that allergy, you cannot use this. So then we have the Aqua Infusion Oil-Free Gel Cream. Everything about this is for oily skin, so I'm not going to be too hard on this, even though I didn't really like it for my skin type. This one is $48 for 1.7 ounces, and I do like the way that this is packaged. I think you should package everything like this, Tula. You may be catching on to that from the way you packaged your latest product. Now again, this is a much more lightweight product. It is a gel cream, so you really do have both gel and cream aspects to it, but yeah, you can see how lightweight that is. Really does sink into the skin quite well. This too is made with lysates as well as lactic acid and actually PHAs, which I'm seeing more and more people talk about. That would be the gluconolactone in here. It is another exfoliator option. Can I just comment, Ulta, please fix all the typos in your ingredients list. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I do like this. I like what it is. I think you're gonna like it a lot more if you have combination 2 oily skin. Yeah, I'm actually gonna say this is probably my second pick from the entire video, even though, again, it's not for my skin type. I really do think that if you're looking to incorporate probiotics into your skincare routine, ideally they should be in a moisturizer or the primer as opposed to in a cleanser. I just trust it more. I know you're getting it on your skin and I know it's being preserved well in this product's packaging. And finally, their newest product, the Face Filter Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. This one retails for $34 for an ounce. I like certain aspects of this, but like I did say in my initial video where I talked about these, which was one of the what's new in skincare videos. So you get a very runny primer first off, but what happens is when you blend it out, it kind of changes color. And as you could probably already see, the color on me, it's a little orange. It's a little orange. I noticed a lot of people in the reviews were either saying that it perfectly matches their skin tone or were saying that it was far too dark, far too bronze on them. That would be me. At first I was using probably 3 to 4 pumps of this product on my skin and it really was not looking good. Do I want to put up a picture of that and show you? I guess I'll do that just to be fair. So 3 to 4 pumps on my face looks like that. This is 1 pump. So yeah, basically this is the suggestion of Tula. If the color's not matching you well, use less. I kind of feel like you could say that for pretty much all foundations. The more sheer the foundation is, the less jarring it is if it's not a perfect match. So yeah, I don't really know. I guess if it matches you pretty darn well, then you're in for quite a treat because it really is a nice primer. It's a silicone-rich primer. It's going to blur exactly as it says. It's going to moisturize. So yeah, I like a lot of what's going on with this. Honestly, Tula, I would come out with one that is not tinted. That's what I would do. If I was on your team, I would have a non-tinted option because I'm sure it makes some people look absolutely glowing and gorgeous and others it might make orange like myself. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful. As always, please make sure to leave a comment below if you have tried any of these products, especially in this type of a situation where I suspect it's for oily skin. If you guys have tried these products, leave a comment. Your comments are very valuable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.